We founded HelpAround with the goal of dramatically improving the lives of people with chronic conditions. These are people that are mostly offered clinical solutions for the condition. Think diabetes, think Crohn's, think psoriasis, think all these conditions that people have to live with, but they only get clinical solutions. So we built HelpAround because we wanted to improve the quality of life on all the other aspects of living with chronic conditions. This means dealing with the shopping, dealing with the financials, dealing with the travel, all these things that today are being neglected. And if you remember, the protagonist of our story is Kelly. Kelly is a student who lives with type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes means that her pancreas does not produce insulin anymore. This means that she needs to check her blood sugar 5, 6, 10 times a day. She needs to inject insulin, and she needs to be on top of her blood sugar nonstop. And when Kelly went to a bar with her friends on a Friday night, and it didn't end up that well. She ended up in the hospital with what's called hypoglycemia. This is very similar to the situation of many people with chronic conditions. People with chronic conditions deal with so many aspects that are related to the condition but are not necessarily clinical. How do I go out to this restaurant? How do I travel to a different country? How do I deal with the loneliness, with a sense of guilt, with my financials, with my relationship? Everything changes when I get diagnosed, when someone gets diagnosed with a chronic condition. And this is what HelpAround is here to support its people. We collect in real time the data points of every chronic patient right now based on their mobile phone. The mobile phone tells us where they are, who else is around them. It tells us the latest reading from the wearables, like blood glucose monitor, like heart rate. It also tells us their history, their patterns. This allows us to identify and prevent and notify the user of dangerous situations, just like the one Kelly dealt with. So our platform, based on these data points, in real time allows you to notify other patients who are in your area. It allows you to alert your family in moments of distress, get them all on the line, notify them of your location. And this, by the way, just saved the life of someone who went through a stroke recently while driving using our alert system. And it allows us to tailor targeted coaching to you based on what you're doing right now and based on your medical condition. More than that, it allows us to help the brands, the patient organizations, the pharmaceutical companies, the insurance companies to provide you that kind of targeted coaching instead of brochures and emails, which is the way they do it today. The challenge that these organizations that I just mentioned deal with is a regulatory barrier. There's a regulatory barrier that prevents them today from communicating directly and in real time with patients and with providing them this kind of targeted coaching. This results in better adherence, in better loyalty, better support. It results in people becoming aware of the brands even before they start taking certain medications. This changes the relationship between the patient and the patient organizations that are trying to service them. That is a game changer for them because finally, a pharmaceutical company doesn't just sell a drug. It also provides patient support to their patients. There are 4 touch points that our app, our mobile solution provides to every patient. Crowdsourced community support. That's one. The second piece provided to the patient is real-time custom patient coaching that we just mentioned. The third one are nearby care resources. Right now, you guys are in Tel Aviv. I'm in New York. I get access to care resources around me wherever I am. And finally, I have access to telemedicine services within the app, within the same experience, so that I can engage professionals through the app itself. We are happy to announce today our collaboration with IBM Watson. We are now officially an ecosystem partner. And what IBM Watson allows us to do is to take the targeting up a notch. Not only are we targeting patients with the information from their mobile phone, not only are we collecting the location, the medical profile, their needs, the blood sugar, the metrics, but now we are also tracking their sentiment. Sentiment meaning that when they are talking to other patients, we identify patients who are not happy with the product or the service that they're getting, and we offer organizations to provide them opportunities to improve their experience. And this is provided us by the API of IBM Watson Sentiment Analysis, and we look forward to increasing and improving this experience for the patients. Our team is comprised of veterans from the health tech industry as well as the behavioral ad targeting industry. And we are backed by investors and advisors from companies like WellDoc, Misfit Wearables, and Guitar Hero Harmonix. We have raised so far just under $1 million in venture funding, 2 funds and several individual investors. And we are closing this round this month. We are here to extend our invitation to all of you to join us in this journey to improve the lives of people with chronic conditions and make a big impact on the quality of life and on the access of this industry to patients to provide them such better experience.